Hi, everybody, welcome back. I hope you're all doing well. So, he has been arrested. Somebody decided to take the money and call the police at McDonald's, of all places. His name is Luigi Mangione. Take a look.
Who is Luigi Mangione? Luigi Mangione, a 26-year-old, has been arrested in connection with the murder of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. Mangione was apprehended at a McDonald's in Pennsylvania after being recognized and reported to the police. Upon his arrest, authorities discovered multiple fraudulent IDs and a firearm with a suppressor similar to the one used in the murder. A handwritten document suggesting Mangione's motive was also found. Currently, Mangione faces firearms charges in Pennsylvania, but will be extradited to New York to face charges related to Thompson's death. The investigation is ongoing as police work to establish a definitive link between Mangione and the murder. Stay tuned as we continue to follow this developing story.
Yeah. Now, this has got a lot of people talking, obviously. Yeah, most people don't believe he's the one. They are thinking it's somebody else and he's being framed for it, while others are saying that it could possibly be part of his plan. Take a look.
Good morning from Clearly I Have Just Got Out of Bed Morning News. So this is what we know so far about the guy they took into custody yesterday in connection with the slaying of Brian Thompson, the CEO of United Healthcare in New York the other day. His name is Luigi Mangione. He's 26 years old. He's an Ivy League scholar. So he's already had his first court appearance, and the transcripts from that court have already been made public. So it would seem that they're letting everybody know a lot of details very quickly. I don't know whether that's to sway public opinion so that they don't think about him as this folk hero type figure and think of him more as an assassin. So what do we know? Well, in the transcripts, it says that he was found with a 3D printed gun on him. He also had 6 9mm full metal jacket rounds and a printed silencer. They said he had a bag which was lined in such a way that it would block any signals from cellular data. He had $8,000 in cash and $2,000 in foreign currency. Now here's when it gets a little bit odd. During the court proceedings, Luigi Mangione, sudden outburst, shouted out that, "No, I didn't have that much money on me, it was clearly planted." And he also claimed that the bag was simply a waterproof bag to keep his electronics dry. So that's it. Do we think this is the guy? Is this the actual shooter? Is this the hostile guy? Was the two guys? Was he there running interference for the main guy? Throw them off the scent? Possibility, I think.
Our justice system is so corrupt. It's ridiculous. Like, this is unbelievable. Are you freaking kidding me? Like, I can't. It's just my new mantra. I can't. So this guy pulled off this assassination with precision. He's missing for days and days on end. And you're telling me that he went to Altoona, Pennsylvania and kept everything on him? A manifesto, the weapon, his clothing. This is a setup. This is an absolute setup. This poor kid looks like this guy too much, and now he's going to get railroaded for this crime. This is BS. This is absolute BS. I can't anymore. I can't.
I was about to go to bed, and then I learned that Luigi has made his first court appearance. And they've already charged him with the murder. He was charged of 2 counts of second-degree criminal possession of a weapon, 1 count of second-degree possession of fraudulent documents, and 1 count of third-degree criminal possession of a firearm. Online courts show. How were they able to charge him so fast? Where was the court date? When did the jury get picked? How were they able to know for sure that he was the one that did it? So the government does know how to move fast.
So let me get this straight. Everybody thinks it's a coincidence that the UHC person of interest left a bag of Monopoly money in Central Park and then got caught in McDonald's? Monopoly McDonald's? And the worker that supposedly called him in just coincidentally just so happened to recognize him at McDonald's? Monopoly McDonald's? You know Monopoly McDonald's where you get the pieces, you put the pieces together and stuff and then you win? That McDonald's? after he left the bag, like I said, of Monopoly money in the park, Central Park. Okay. I just want people to understand sometimes some people not only playing chess, not checkers, they playing poker. And sometimes when you think they showing their hand, you should actually be looking at their feet. Their feet. It's me, Luigi.
He turned himself in. You think a valedictorian Ivy League graduate goes through all of the precision of all of that and then just happens to be walking around days later with all of the incriminating evidence on him inside a McDonald's? Absolutely not. This guy is 14 steps ahead of all of us. You know what he did? What kind of like wealth gap is there between a McDonald's employee and like their CEO, for example? I think he took all of the incriminating evidence on him, went up to the employee, told him who he was, and said, call the FBI on me. Turn me in. So then that employee now gets to collect the cash reward on him. He did it on purpose. No guy is that smart, valedictorian Ivy League graduate, and then that sloppy. It was on purpose. And that's also why on his YouTube, it says, if you're seeing this video, I'm already in custody. And then it gives us the date for when more information is going to come out. He did it on purpose.
So there is something really fishy about the current story with the alleged shooter that they found. It comes down to the weapon. The weapon they found this guy with is a 3D printed weapon. Now, this is the melting temperature of these filaments, right? So if this guy had done this, he has the weapon, 3 days later after this crime, he could have just disposed of it in a fire. Any old fire, wood burning fire, hobo barrel. He could have smashed it to pieces because it's essentially a type of plastic. Just smash it up. It would have been very easy to get rid of within the past 3 days. Now, a counterpoint could be like, okay, well, what if he had another victim in mind? Well, he could have 3D printed another one. It does seem strange that he would have it on his person 3 days later, along with all the other evidence. But if it's not him, then why would this person be found with all this stuff? Is this stolen valor? Was he trying to become the folk hero?
Yeah, do you believe he's the one? People also found his YouTube channel, right? And there are some videos on that YouTube channel, and there's one that is set to be released on the 12th. Take a look.
Updates on Hitman Talk. Updates on Hitman Talk. 911. He has a YouTube video scheduled for release. This is cinema, guys. This is cinema. Hitman Talk is what I assume women go through on this book talk that I always see about. This man, Luigi Mangione, is honestly something I'm obsessed with at the moment. The landing page of the video says, if you see this, I'm already under arrest. And there's a ticker countdown for the video to come out. And it says, all is scheduled. Be patient. Bye for now. I have never been more into a story and into I'm obsessed with this man. I will willingly admit that. This is genius. What do you mean? This is genius. I can't wait to see what the video says. Is it him? Is it an accomplice? Is he out there in the wild watching our TikToks? Is he out there in the wild watching the news? So many questions.
And now it looks like he has a get out of jail free card because the second video has been decoded. So the second video on the YouTube channel that was created in January, in January of this year, had this on it. It said premieres in 42 minutes, December 9th at 3:45 p.m. Then if you zoom in, it literally has this code. And of course, he was like an engineer or whatever. And so people were like, oh, why don't we just decode this? So they put it into some kind of a program. And when it decoded it, it literally says, the truth will set me free. Also, he was taken to court tonight, and so he could, of course, be transferred to New York. And the judge was basically asking him about his identity and who he is and where he lives and a bunch of other places he resided in. And he responded to everything. But the only thing he took issue with was when they said what they found in the backpack. They said they found the pew, they found money, they found foreign currency, they found a passport, they found the fake IDs. And he was like, I don't know where that money came from. I had nothing to do with that. So people are basically saying that Luigi was telling them, like, hey, they planted the money in my bag. Also, he mentioned that his bag was waterproof. Why he mentioned that? Like, that was the only thing he mentioned other than the money. We don't know yet. But it looks like the truth shall set him free. I still think there's more people involved.
Okay, shout out the guy who pointed this out on Twitter, but the guy who allegedly took out that CEO, Luigi Mangione, they found his Twitter, and this was his header. And at first you're like, yeah, it doesn't look that weird. We got like a thirst trap of him traveling, nothing weird, pretty normal. There's a picture of his surgery that people are suspecting radicalized him, especially since he's 26, and at that age you're no longer covered by your parents' insurance, you have to find your own. And there's this Pokemon. And when I first saw this, I was just like, oh, Breloom, he likes Pokemon, based. Not only that, he likes Hoenn, double based. But Foxy Grandpa on Twitter pointed out, Breloom's Pokedex number is 286. In the Bible, if you look up Proverbs 286, it's this.
Yeah, there were people who actually did a bit of digging into him and found out about his family, and he comes from wealth. But does that change anything? Take a look.
Let's dive into Luigi Mangione's background. The alleged unaliver of CEO Brian Thompson was from a very affluent and well-known family. His family is a prominent Maryland family, and this guy is the patriarch. This is Nicholas, Luigi's grandfather, a first-generation American who built a real estate empire. He owned a country club, radio stations, as well as a nursing home chain. This guy exemplifies the American dream, who was born to a poor family in Baltimore's Little Italy and worked his way up from the bottom. This is that sprawling country club that he owned. He and his wife had 10 children, and he passed away at the age of 83. He truly was self-made and left a crazy legacy of 37 grandchildren. His son, Louis Mangione, is the father of Luigi Mangione, the suspected unaliver of CEO Brian Thompson. Luigi grew up very comfortably. This is the home that he grew up in, and his father did pretty well for himself as well. He led the Mangione family enterprises. Luigi went to one of the most prominent high schools in the country, the Gilman School, and he was a valedictorian when he graduated in 2016. He went on to the University of Pennsylvania, Ivy League. The Mangione family did put out a statement today after the arrest. It said, quote, "We only know what we have read in the media. Our family is shocked and devastated by Luigi's arrest. We offer our prayers to the family of Brian Thompson, and we ask people to pray for all involved. We are devastated by this news." Ironically, the family has been a long-term supporter of healthcare in Baltimore. They've contributed more than $1 million to the Greater Baltimore Medical Center. Every member of the Mangione family has been delivered at the Greater Baltimore Medical Center. In fact, the hospital's high-risk OB unit bears the family's name, Mangione. Mangione Family Foundation has also made a lot of philanthropic donations to healthcare charities, including St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital, as well as the University of Maryland St. Joseph Medical Center. It will be very interesting to see what happened in Luigi's life that made him take this path that is so different from the rest of his family. Let me know your thoughts in the comments.
While you were thirsting over his Instagram photos, I was here in his LinkedIn trying to see if he had ever worked in healthcare. And he did. He volunteered for this group called Lorien Health Services. Lorien was founded by his grandpa, Nicholas Mangione, and very recently, his cousin, John Mangione Jr., was named the vice president. Lorien Health Systems seem to run what are very highly rated nursing homes, assisted living facilities, and home health services. So what does that have to do with United Healthcare? Over the last several years, United Health has been buying up all the family-owned end-of-life care facilities they can possibly get their hands on. And we know when a big company buys out a family-owned business, the quality does not improve. And by creating a monopoly for end-of-life care, they continue to outprice their competitors, putting family-owned businesses out of business. In fact, in the state of Maryland, where Lorien Health was, the Department of Justice was suing United Healthcare for antitrust violations, claiming that they were already too close to buying up all of the end-of-life care in that state, and that their actions were having a negative impact on vulnerable patients and staff. Now, we are going to find out more from this person as to what their motive was. This is just the fact-finding I have done so far to build this story, and I wanted to take you along. Luigi also wrote a book review in which he said that when all forms of communication fail, violence is necessary to survive. Companies do not care about you. And people who say violence never solved anything are cowards and predators. This is a developing story, but very interesting background.
Yeah. So what do you think? Let's hear what people have to say generally about the whole situation. And leave your own thoughts and opinions in the comment section.
Okay, so they've arrested our hot CEO assassin. Turns out his name's Luigi. He's 26 years old. He's an Ivy League grad. Did his undergrad and master's at Penn in computer science. That's my type. He's a little young for me, but... baby, what is you doing getting caught eating at McDonald's? And curse you, McDonald's employee, for turning him in. But I get it. They upped the reward to $60,000. Maybe you needed that money. I never understood those crazy women that wrote inmates in jail, but I could see myself doing that.
So a person of interest has been identified in regards to the healthcare CEO assassination. I just want to say this. I thought that we had an understanding. Ain't nobody seen nothing. Ain't nobody heard nothing, right? Why the NYPD talking about they got over hundreds of tips? Who missed the memo? And that McDonald's worker, McDonald's does not pay you enough to care. You're not even supposed to have your phone on the floor. So what's going on? Where was your manager at? Hope you're happy. Because now a beautiful man who graduated from an Ivy League is sitting in a cold, dark cell right now. Like, I looked up his name and I audibly gasped. I gasped. That beautiful man is going to jail. Like, I'm gonna put money on his books.
This is for Luigi Mangione. Baby, I love you. Hang in there. You got this. I love you. We're all behind you. We love you.
The moment that we all hoped would never come just came. They caught him. They got him, guys. They got the United Healthcare shooter. His name is Luigi Mangione. This is what he looks like. This is him. This is him. This is why it's important to hear both sides of the story.
My dad's dad got twice in the back of the head in what the police called a robbery gone wrong, and they never even really searched for the guy who did it. And they told my entire family that there wasn't anything more they could have done. I guess the part they decided to leave out was unless he's a CEO. Because remember, this man committed what police described as the perfect crime. This man had a 3D printed pistol with subsonic bullets. This man was supremely prepared. He only got caught 2 full states away because of the nationwide manhunt that had been going on over the last week. So do not let publicly funded resources like the NYPD or like the Atlanta Police Department that got pulled into this investigation tell you that you don't have access to your rights, tell you that you don't have access to a full investigation, because they just showed the entire nation that they have the resources and they just often choose not to deploy them. And through exposing policing, healthcare, and media in one fell swoop, Luigi has become a national icon and I hope a revolutionary.
Luigi Mangione said that these parasites had it coming and that it had to happen, and I couldn't agree more. In addition, he wrote a book where he said that when all forms of communications fail, violence is necessary to survive. And I think we all connect with him because we all feel like, you know, everything is out of our hands. Everything, even if we try our best, you know, we're not going and we're not getting anywhere. You know, that cost of living is expensive. Trying to get a car is expensive. Paying your bills is expensive. Childcare is enormous. Trying to afford a home, trying to get a home. Like, we can't even qualify. And if we do, it's like, we have to, you know, find a home somewhere in the middle of nowhere to survive. And I think we all connect with him because we're very frustrated with the system, because the system is only benefiting those at the top, the rich, the powerful, and they don't care about the little people. They don't care about those like us. So That's why I think we connect with Luigi so much. And he's innocent. Let my boy out. He's innocent. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you. Well. I honestly didn't think he was ever going to be found. I thought he may have left the country by now. To be honest, I'm surprised by all of this. But then again, I stand with the people who are saying he probably wanted to be found because of all the YouTube videos that are coming out and all that. But yeah, they said he has not asked for a lawyer yet. So I'm waiting to find out how this all ends, because I feel like something big is going to come out of all of this. That's the feeling I have at this point in time, but I don't know about you. So I'm going to leave it here, but leave your own thoughts and opinions in the comment section. I'm waiting for on the 12th. I hope YouTube doesn't take his channel down. Yeah. And let me know your thoughts about all of this. And I'll see you again with another video. Take care of yourselves. Bye.